go. Episode 5, Blockney podcast. I'm joined by a good friend, Dr. Max. How you doing? Max Neilsen, how you doing?
Good. Happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming along, man. All right, now let's get into it. Like, let's just rip the bandage off about who you are and why you're here and what value are you going to bring to this great podcast of mine.
Possibly none. It's a genuine risk. Dr. Max from the northeast of England. We've known each other for
A little while.
Year, two?
A couple years, yeah, maybe.
And you invited me on this podcast because you thought I was fun and interesting.
I thought you could bring some value to it, definitely. Definitely a different sort of guest and a person who has achieved a lot in a short space of time. Do you mind saying your age?
29.
29, that's what I mean. So, like, you're 29 and you're on your way up and you've decided to really push your boundaries and take risks with your career.
You're referring to moving to London?
Like, moving to London.
Yeah.
So, what motivated you to move down here and why did you do it?
So, I grew up in the northeast. Actually trained in Leicester, but then I went back to northeast for the first few years. And then it was all obvious how it would go. I'd be training contract 6 years. I would slot into a northeast sort of consultant job, and that would be class, but also it was a bit
mundane.
Obvious, yeah. You know what? Maybe that's where I'll still end up. But while I'm clinging on to my 20s, I thought I'd broaden my horizons
and take the risk
and come to London.
Yeah. Congratulations.
A pay cut and an adventure.
So, what department are you working in? Can you say?
Yeah, so I work in acute medicine. So that's after A&E.
Yeah.
If you don't need surgery,
Yeah.
you're probably going to end up under me and my care.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
So, what sort of things in the northeast? What sort of things did you deal with? And what were you seeing?
Yeah, good question. Fine. So all sorts. Like it's a broad church. So anything from someone that's got a rip-roaring infection, like a pneumonia or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Through to someone that's got like taken too much paracetamol because they were unhappy and wanted to escape it all.
See, the perception of like emergency room sort of doctors thing is because we got the television programs, right?
Right.
We got the Scrubs.
Scrubs is a good choice.
We got ER. We got all that sort of thing.
ER's less good of a choice.
But it makes you have this perception of what it actually is to be a doctor, right?
Right.
And that everyone's extremely good looking and has got everything going on and some dramatic shit going on.
That is true about the good looking bit.
Now you're here. I know it's not true.
It's a podcast. So.
but seriously, like what? How much of that is real life? Like in terms of perception and like what a struggle it was for you, as like a person who, I don't know, like what did you have any struggles? Because it's not easy to be a doctor, right?
Guess not. No, that's true.
So what were like the hardships to making it?
The education bit is the hard bit.
Do you feel that you made it as well?
Like, fine, like balls out. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like, I love my job. Yeah. I'm well paid. Yeah. I love how my day goes. I like my team.
So what were the pitfalls into terms of making it?
So the biggest barrier is getting in. Like when you're 17, 18, 19, that's the biggest barrier. And once you're over that, it is easier but not easy. Med school is tough.
That's what I want to know about.
It's like having a new job every 6-8 weeks.
Yeah.
And everyone there is expert and you are just wide-eyed. You're bright, but there's a lot to learn.
Is there a culture of nurturing talent, or is there a culture of bullying talent to weed out the weak?
So I'll speak to my experiences at Leicester University.
Yeah.
And I think they're quite a poor educational institution.
Oh boy, you want to dig them out? You see, you didn't even need to mention the uni, but go on.
Well, it's my experience and it happened, so... Yeah, I just think they...
But you still made it, though.
Oh, yeah.
In spite of that, you still made it, right?
Yeah, but I saw lots of people,
fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, incredibly unfair circumstances, not much sympathy. They would argue vociferously the opposite, but...
Do you feel that you had an advantage being a white male?
Probably not in Leicester. I think I was a minority.
Yeah.
In Leicester, the course is pretty diverse. Yeah. So, a lot of South Asians, a lot of women. I think the course is pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Would that be more true if I was doing one of the sort of surgical specialties? Maybe. I don't really know. I don't do that.
But you never felt like you had an edge on people because you're a white male.
That's the nature of white privilege, man. I don't even know how privileged I am.
No, but I'm saying that because that is a valid point and a valid theme where people feel like white males have this upper hand and that they might necessarily not have.
So I think the upper hand I had was like having a mum who worked in NHS, a dad who worked in civil service.
See, that's what it is. For me, that's what it is. It's the background in the sense of if you had a parent who has had that route of going into university and understands what it takes to get a degree and to pass, I think that you are more likely to pass yourself.
Oh, for sure.
My opinion.
It's role modelling and it's access and it's insight. Like my school was fine, but they were pretty useless at getting me into medicine, whereas the friends and connections my mum had, like some of whom were doctors or whatever, was... Well,
so why did you choose Leicester if you had the connections?
Mate, it was the only place I got in.
Yeah. No, keeping it real.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a long time ago. This is like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like I had straight A's and all that kind of stuff. I just I had 3 interviews, and that's the only one that stuck.
Was there any quitting you? I know this aren't the answer to that, but was there any quitting you in the sense of? I
don't even understand the question, mate.
Exactly. No, but like, was there any time when you were like questioning being a doctor?
Yeah, for sure. I actually took a year off the course.
You did?
And I had to really decide if I wanted to go back or not and how much
What made you want to take a year off?
Like, a person I was close to was ill and they had no one else to look after them, and so I stepped up and...
You did it?
I looked after them for a year.
Do you regret that?
No, I don't regret it.
Yeah.
But it was pretty tough and pretty painful to walk away from it and think you wouldn't go back. It all kind of worked out in the end.
Yeah.
And particularly in terms of like how it affected my motivation for medicine. I think a lot of medics never really think, oh, I could do something else.
Yeah.
But when I was like, 2021, I was like, I could definitely do something else. I could just leave this now. Like, I've only been here for like a year and a half, whatever.
What were your alternatives? Or what did you consider your alternatives to be?
Like, I think unlike a lot of medics, I'm not too worried about... I'm not too committed to the career. I could quit and do a different degree or retrain or be a professional in a different sector. Like, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
That's fine, I could. I don't want to.
Yeah.
So I didn't. But, yeah.
So let's talk about death and the first instance you had of really understanding the difference between life and death. Was there like a seminal patient, like someone that made you think, oh shit, just got real?
So you can choose. There's either my grandma dying, which was when I would have been like a 4th year student or something like that, and that was the first death I was intimately involved with.
Yeah.
And you had that training now that you could see it as almost professional.
But you never treated her or anything?
No, but like...
But it was just that because your family, right?
Seminal, yeah. And then there there's one death that I remember really sort of vividly.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah, I can.
Go on.
So, it's a pretty dark story.
But we're all about the darkness here, man. Go on.
But it's a pretty common story, I guess. Like, this guy, early 80s, fit and well, lives independently normally, has a few blood pressure medication and stuff. Anyway, he falls at home. He falls in such a way that he breaks his hip, but worse than that, he traps his leg underneath his body. He's actually on the floor for 2 days with his leg trapped under his body. And
how did they find him?
Eventually, a family member came and found him.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was pretty hard for them because they'd been past the house and not called in or whatever.
Yeah.
And they found him, and he comes to me, and he's, all things considered, he looks alright. He's got a blood pressure, he's got a heart rate, he's talking to me. Obviously he's pretty sore, but his basic assessment is that he's alert and talking and breathing, he's alright.
Okay.
Blood tests go off, we start some fluids, I'm teeing him up for the orthopaedic ward so they can get his hip replaced in the morning, and I start to do an injection sort of deep into the hip to numb the whole area. It's actually really not too bad.
What? Where do you inject it into? The cartilage or what? No, not the cartilage. The fucking marrow. What the fuck do you inject it into?
If you inject it in the marrow, you've tried far too hard.
Yeah, go on.
So it's like the space around the joint. So you get the nerve, and once you numb the nerve,
Yeah.
it numbs the whole area, and it's a really good treatment.
Okay, so why was this a seminal patient for you?
So I'm just doing the first skin injections, not the deep one.
Yeah.
Just injecting the skin.
Yeah.
With a bit of local anaesthetic, so that the big needle doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And then he dies. Like, literally, he's talking to me, and then he's just like, eyes roll back, and he starts to die.
He's gone.
Right, then I'm like, you alright, buddy? You alright, buddy? Straight on the crash alarm. And then, like, everyone's on the chest, like, doing CPR and stuff. And the reason why I remember it so vividly, obviously, because it happened right, I was doing something. But also, at that point, I was injecting a local anaesthetic. So a local anaesthetic, if it goes into the heart, can stop the heart. So I'm absolutely terrified that I've just given this bloke a lethal injection.
Oh, shit.
So anyway, there's an antidote. I go and get the antidote. I'm pumping in this antidote. And the senior consultant and the senior registrar are both there.
Yeah.
And they're both telling me, like, you've given him, like, a couple of millilitres.
Max for that, yeah.
Right, like, it would be different if I'd given him the big injection.
Yeah.
But I've only given him a couple of millilitres.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't done this. I was like, and I just said to them, like, I need to give this antidote. And they were like, fine. We can give the antidote. And we can keep doing CPR until the antidote sinks in. But
it's not going to happen.
That's not
the reason.
That's not the reason. But you just can't... You inject someone...
And you think you're to blame.
You can't get away from the feeling that was...
So what did you do when you came to the realisation that it wasn't your fault? Or did you?
Like, I think it's probably still something I was chewing over when I was, like, on holiday with you. Because, like, work's just, like, work, right?
Yeah.
And, like, after that patient, I still saw, like, 2-3 patients before I went home that day. Like...
Shit.
So, you don't, like... You don't get to digest necessarily like that for a while.
Yeah.
In reality, I think what probably happened is when we straightened his leg...
Yeah.
Because you have to straighten his leg, you have to reperfuse that leg.
Yeah.
All the... Sort of... All that dead leg...
Yeah.
Because it was trapped so long... All those chemicals came washing out.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's
and it
probably...
affected his heart.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's most likely.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I think I had a little moment in the sluice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's that like? Sitting there feeling that you're responsible for somebody's death when you're not.
Yeah.
But it's like you're tricking your brain into believing that you are. Like you basically it's almost like when they say doctors have God complexes, right?
Right.
And it's almost like as powerful and wonderful as you feel when you help someone get better. Is it the same? Is it the opposite when you feel like you're responsible? You're not, but you feel you haven't done enough to save them. The miracle hasn't worked.
I don't think I suffer from that as much as other people.
Yeah.
I felt really sad.
Yeah.
I went and spoke to his family after that, and his family worked for like a GP practice. Like,
oh, okay.
Like they were like secretaries, like 2 of them were secretaries, something like that.
Fair enough.
And so they were quite insightful, like still technically lay, but knew a lot and were really understanding. And they had to cope with the fact that they drove past the house a couple of times and but like being within.
So there was genuine concern all around.
Yeah, and I think whatever guilt I had, I got kind of trumped by just thinking, like, damn, you must be so bad that. Like they were like, oh, I nearly called them that day, and that would have been like 24 hours earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but how do you deal with as well? All right, you got to pronounce somebody dead, and you got to let the family know. Is there a class? How does that work in terms of being set up for the right mindset and the right tone to say to a family that your loved one has passed away?
Yeah, of course.
How does that work?
It's actually something that they spend time teaching you now.
Yeah, it should be.
And I think it's something that is like you can rehearse and get better at and think about how and actually do it in like a better way with practice and training.
Yeah.
Without sort of giving you the module on it, some things I have learned that really, really matter is knowing what you're talking about.
Yeah. Don't
go in there with just a few basic facts. Like
don't freestyle it.
Know the backstory.
Yeah.
Know how they came in, not just how it ended.
How it ended.
Like, if you can pick up the family dynamics, because families are complicated beasts, especially in these times, and going in with an awareness of those things makes it easier. It makes them feel like you understand.
All right. I hate to go on about race, But but it's serious. Like if you say for example it was an Asian family, are you more likely to send an Asian doctor?
No.
Or is just whoever treated that person and has the background story on it? That's the situation.
Normally, to be fair, it's who's like covering that ward or whatever.
Yeah, whoever's on that shift.
I can honestly say I've never taken race into consideration for
to deliver a message.
Yeah, breaking bad news.
Yeah, because a doctor is a doctor at the end of the day.
Yeah,
they should be qualified to.
And you can kind of call upon that kind of like institution of a profession to.
Yeah, so if you're dealing with a female, say for example, do you deal with like rape cases, sexual abuse? Like
they tend to, if they're coming in, the ambulance will call ahead. Yeah. We'll put aside a female doctor because.
So that's a more specific instance where you would put a doctor of a specific type. Yeah. To deal with that, so you deal with a female patient. Yeah. That way. Do you ever deal with like rape cases or anything like that?
I have not like intimately. Yeah. I've been peripherally involved, and I've had to look after them, but I've never been involved in like the
initial onset of.
Yeah, and I think actually there's like a national network now where actually there's like a lot of the rape kits stuff are all done by proper professionals who. Yeah. Because to be honest, it's just like. Before that was the case, there was just too many amateurs doing bad,
and it's a very sensitive topic, right?
Right, exactly, and it's important. It's done well, and it's hard to do well.
No, this is very morbid, but it's very important for people to understand because some people might think, oh, doctors are far away, or doctors are some super privileged, bloody. You know what I mean? Toffs sort of guys.
Yeah, sure. They exist, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
often I think when, like, if you do meet, like, triple-barreled doctor who's got a title in his family, whatever, you do have to think for a second, like, they had all the opportunities. They could have been a banker or whatever. Yeah. And their mates from private school are. Yeah. But they've chosen to be a junior doctor like you. Yeah. So it does speak to their character that...
They've done something moral which will help.
Yeah, so it's not their fault they were born to privilege.
No, it's not.
So you gotta,
But it's good to get a perspective from you because you sort of understand both sides of it. What would you consider yourself? Middle class? Would you consider?
Like, yeah. I think that's fair. Yeah, isn't it? Like, so I went to a state school, but then I got middle class parents, got further education, and so
you did what you were supposed to. Do you think you were above expectations, or you think you're on par? How does it work? I know it's such a horrible thing to say, but it's like
I don't think I added that much value. I think, to be fair, I've kind of fallen the trajectory that I was born into. Like,
and you haven't really fallen off, have you? You just kept going. But do you give yourself? Do you give yourself credit, like, for the determination? Because it's not everyone that can make it.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't. I don't know.
You don't big yourself up that much.
Like. I'm not saying I'm not, like, proud of myself or, like, but I reckon that I probably have just continued on the same vein as...
I think you're underestimating yourself, but it is what it is. Look, listen, all right. So now you're down south. How is it different? And of what, you've only been there a month, but how do you think it's different from the northeast?
So I knew it'd be different, and to be fair, I thought it'd be more different than it is. It turns out people are pretty much people. Yeah. Certainly, in terms of work, the culture here is a bit more do everything straight away, fast. Like, it's a bit more, let's do every test we can, let's get every specialty in today. Yeah. Whereas it was a bit more chill.
What, like send a letter?
Send a letter, this can be done in a week's time, no big deal. Yeah. And I haven't come to a conclusion about which one I think is better. I think it's case by case, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get too many cooks involved, it actually slows things down rather than speeding things up.
Yeah.
And also, like, it depends if you want to think about the big picture. Like, yes, I can push hard and get this test done today for this patient I'm looking after, but they don't need it today. Yeah. They need it in the next 2 weeks. And if I push hard and do it today, it means that the other person who does need it today, but hasn't got, me advocating for them. Yeah. Is behind them in the queue.
What things were you scared about in London? Like, what did London have a reputation for? Because, I mean, the stabbing thing is quite big. I spoke about it on...
Mate, that's why I'm here.
On episode 3, right?
To see the interpersonal violence. That's what the term is.
But, I mean, how is it on the doctor side? Obviously, you've only been here a month, but You haven't encountered it yet.
No, well, I'm in acute medicine, right? So I'm mainly looking after old people.
Yeah.
That have got bad infections.
Yeah.
With a smattering of people that have got unusual neurology. So
Yeah.
I'm not on the front line of A&E. I
Yeah.
will be.
But is there any stories that you've heard?
Not like no good sort of like dramatic sort of violent London stories yet. I'm
Not
afraid.
yet. Not
Yeah.
yet. Well, you have to come back and tell us what the situation is with the whole London scene. Because
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
only like dipping your toe in so far, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right then. All right, let's go on to something else.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Okay.
All right, situations. What should we talk about? Relationships? You're out with relationships and dating, or?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure my girlfriend's going to listen to this podcast at some point. So
Shit. He revealed he's got a girlfriend. Why did he do that? He should have kept it on the low. He could have got some side bits. Okay. All right. So how do you feel like when you're a doctor? Do they date each other? Because imagine.
Oh,
right?
mate, doctors are so incestuous.
Yeah, let's talk about that shit. Come on, let's go.
So my girlfriend's not a doctor, and that's great.
Okay.
Because it's like a break from all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, doctors date doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fact. So that was another good reason to get away from the Northeast, right? So
Is it a status thing though, where they say I can't date anything lower than a doctor? I have to date a professional.
maybe, but then why don't they go out have lawyers, accountants, and all the other sort of like?
But because someone maybe in the doctor thing, you tell me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming it's somebody understands your struggle. Somebody
Yeah.
understands what you've been through.
Yeah, and I have gone out with doctors, and it is nice to have that in common and understand that struggle.
One of your exes was a doctor, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And
yeah.
and how did that relationship go?
Like it was good. Like it lasted like 4 years.
So you're comparable as well.
Yeah,
You are.
Yeah. I've been on that incestuous road before. Yeah,
And you prefer it now, obviously, because
Well, yeah, you got to say that, haven't you? I mean, either that,
But what is it-
or she's got to retrain as a doctor. One of the two.
What is it about doctors that are dating doctors? Why are they doing it?
I assume, like, you can say, like, understanding or have it in common, or they understand the rota or all that kind of stuff, but it's probably just who you meet.
Yeah,
Like, you spend 5 years at uni, like...
Yeah. Like the accountants, if they're in the office, it's who they're banging whoever's in the office, right?
Right, before the internet, everyone met at work, right?
Yeah. No,
So-
you're 100% right.
Yeah, I'll say that. The one Tinder date I went on was with a doctor as well, so...
Was it? Do you think, alright, think about it like this, right? Because I know you, but I've got to ask the questions, people don't know you, right? So they're just trying to get to know you. Do you
This would be
think
good.
pulling out the DR card, the big dick doctor card, right? It's such a strong card, right? What more is a card, like a stronger card? It's only if like you're famous, right? But besides that, if you say you're a doctor, it's quite an aphrodisiac, right? For a woman. Like, or for a man, to hear that someone is a doctor, that's a fucking leg up already. Because they're thinking, oh, he's got his shit together. He did this, he did that. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
So take a slide. I know you're in a
I know
relationship
the
now.
tropes and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
so
of
I know
course.
you're in a relationship now,
Yeah.
but when you were single and you were dating and you introduced yourself as a doctor,
Yeah.
did you see their eyes light up, or what was the effect it had on women? Or I assume you
Like, it's never really been that useful for me, for shame. Like...
why you didn't use it to your. I'll be ripping
No, I'm not
the fuck
saying
out
that.
of that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I tried to, and I just never really pulled it off.
Okay.
If it did work, it was like... They'd meet me, say, in the context of, like, a night out or, like, for rugby or something.
Yeah.
And then they would think that you're, like, this sort of, like... sort of basic kind of jock guy.
All right.
And then you'd be like, yeah, but...
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a doctor. So you kind of like... It's like what I call the dual threat.
Okay.
You got to be kind of like...
So
fun, and also...
you're the fun,
right.
athletic guy who plays rugby, and then you just hit them with, actually, I'm a doctor.
Right.
So they don't think you're a meathead all the way around.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, then you go back to being a meathead.
Yeah.
Then when it's too far that way, you go back to being a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just play the balance as much as you can.
Dual threat.
Yeah. And it worked for you or not?
Yeah, sometimes, I guess.
But I think it's a big advantage. Maybe I'm just building a fantasy in my mind.
It works better with parents.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's... Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Daughter brings back...
A doctor.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
can get away with a lot.
My daughter's got some good pussy, boy.
And then because I'm a doctor, I'm like, yeah, she has, but it's fine because he's a doctor, so he can say that about my daughter.
Yeah, clinically, she has a perfect vagina. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't. What are your interests though? So all right, we know you like rugby. What are your interests?
So rugby, fine. That's obvious. Maybe I should get some more, right? Like,
I don't know. I'm asking you, mate.
Tear my way through podcasts and Audible.
Yeah.
Like,
and this is your podcast debut, right?
This is my yeah.
Are you nervous about it?
Very nervous, yeah.
No, that's good.
I've probably already lost my license like 2 or 3 times over.
Don't call me, boy. That's what I'm saying. I gotta get people to sign waivers. I'm telling you. But go on.
What else interest I have? Long distance running. It's getting bigger and bigger. I tried to pretend I wasn't into it, but I think I am. Yeah.
Have you done marathons?
Yeah, a couple now.
Yeah, boost up your achievements. Come on, man.
Yeah, I've done a couple of marathons.
Yeah.
I've got another one coming up in Kielder, back in the northeast.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be fun, I guess. Yeah. Hopefully. It'll probably be terrible on the day.
No, but after you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it a full marathon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, what else is going on? I guess I should probably get some more hobbies.
Come on, man. You like to travel.
That's true. We went travelling.
We did go travelling.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Is it an interest? Yeah.
I think, alright, when you're putting it on a dating thing.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. You can't say, I like holidays.
Yeah, but this is the mad thing, right? People are like, I'm a foodie.
I do like holidays. I do like food.
Yeah, it's like everybody likes fucking food. Everybody likes travel. But you have to put it on because it's like, it is who you are. It consists of who you are, right?
You've done a lot more Tinder than me.
Yeah. But, well, it consists of who I am. No, travelling, and I wouldn't put food, but then again, I like drink.
Travelling and eating with you is fun.
Yeah. So, talk about your travels, and you went to the Far East.
Yeah.
Recently.
Oh, yeah. That was Bali. Is that Far East?
It's pretty far from me, man.
It's pretty far east in there.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that was fun. That was very different from ordinary life, wasn't it? Like,
all right, I'm gonna be a bastard here, but talk about the time that you got beat up.
Oh!
Talk about the time you got beat up. Go on, mate.
So we land in Bali. We go straight out.
And by the way, I'm not here. I've been to Bali, but I went a little bit before him.
That's true. Yeah.
So. Yeah, when you say we, go on, tell the story.
Yeah, good point. No one was there. We go straight to the nightclub.
So you and the people in the hostel, right?
Yeah, my 2 friends from university.
Yeah.
We're overexcited and we drank too much and we're on the dance floor and I'm not a reliable witness. I'm sure I was to blame or caused offence. Anyway, I feel like a paw on the back of my neck and I'm getting let out and I think, that's fine. Like, end of the night, bouncers throw me out, so I just kind of go limp like a kitten. Anyway, I get tossed out onto what is clearly a back lane, and then I turn around and it's just like maybe 6-7 Indonesian guys, and I'm just like, shit.
So pause it there, right? You're in a nightclub, you're enjoying yourself. Are you inebriated?
For sure.
So Bali, if anyone who hasn't been to Bali is like, it's got so many assets. It's got so many different looks. If you want to go, just go climb a volcano. If you want to be with nature, you can be with nature. If you want to be a wild party animal, you can be a party animal. There's so many different things, but their main source of income in that country is definitely not that country, that island.
Yeah, it's Indonesia, isn't it?
Indonesia's the country, but Bali is in the island. It's so different from mainland. But the main source of income is tourism, primarily from Australian tourists. But there's a lot of gap year students and stuff like that who go there. So I'm going to tell Bali's story in a minute. But you tell that you're in the club enjoying yourself. You get dragged out.
It's good that you defend Bali because it's got everything. It's like families, like honeymoons,
So I don't want people
and yoga.
I don't want people to think it's like I'm not knocking Ibiza, but I don't want people to think it's like a straight party island because it's got so many variables to it. But anyway, you get dragged out.
Yeah, turn around, like, Indonesian guys, maybe gang, maybe not, maybe just guys. Anyway, they just go for me, like, it's a pretty thorough pasting. I just sort of curl up.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
It is funny, like, at the time, like, I was on the floor giggling, like, It was just stupid, and then
Yeah.
I stopped giggling because it definitely.
And what did you say to the guy? Tell the full story. Because the guy was laying into you. You said something. Tell the story.
So a couple of their girls, like
girls that they were with, yeah.
were like, leave him alone. He's had enough. And to be fair, I had enough. And I stood up, and I'm like, blood pouring out my face. And I say to the main guy who's screaming at me in Indonesian, "Do you want a hug?" And then in English he's like, "No, I don't want a fucking hug." At which point I shrug and then just run for the nearest taxi and get home.
But did you think your life was in danger at any point?
I didn't, but I should have thought that. Like afterwards, I realised bad things do happen on holiday. There are lots of stories of people getting these scrapes and not walking away. Like I was lucky, man.
What do you feel that you did looking back on it in terms of to get dragged out and get beaten up?
I would have just been like dancing like an obnoxious dick. Like I would have crashed into someone or like I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't think I deserve that, but I'm not saying it was unprovoked either. Like
you just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in those situations where you're so drunk you just don't know what the situation is, and then you turn around, someone's mad at you, and you're like, what the fuck?
Very much so.
Yeah.
The guys I was with had no idea any of this happened, but they confirmed that I was very drunk.
Yeah. So you got in a cab, and the funny thing about it is I didn't even know you were in Bali at the time, but I got a text and I saw your face, just your bloody face. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I know, I saw it on Facebook, then I messaged you and then you sent it to me again. I was like, what the fuck is that?
That was some proper good attention seeking.
That was some good attention seeking, man. You should have got laid off that. But you had your girlfriend anyway. So.
Well, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But
2,000 miles away.
Yeah, but no, that is crazy, man. And let me tell you my Bali story anyway, right?
I don't think I've heard this.
No, you have heard this. All right, but anyway, people haven't heard this. So I'm traveling to Thailand. I've done Vietnam, and I'm going from Vietnam to Bali now.
Okay.
Right, and these things, my Thailand trip was planned, but my Vietnam and my Bali trip were on a whim. So I had to make a decision of going to either Bali or to Australia.
Okay.
I made a lot of friends with a lot of Aussie people, and they said, it's going to be like cold. But maybe what they meant by cold is like just mild.
It's like 24.
Yeah. But I said, all right, let me just dip for Bali because I heard a lot of hype about Bali. I can see myself going to Australia again. But I was so close to Bali, I said, let me just do it. Right? So I went to Bali, and flight was fine. Everything was good. And then I get to the bit where I have to, what you say, check in almost, like into the country, right? So you go into their like border patrol, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So I happen to be black. That's just one thing, right? I get there and I presume I'm the only black guy on the plane, but it is what it is, right? There are black people. I saw black people in Southeast Asia traveling, but not in their large quantities. So I am the one that happens to be stopped. It is what it is, right? So I get stopped by these guys, and I think, all right, cool. I'm traveling fairly light. I've got like a big backpack, but it's nothing to say. Well, they could try and say I'm doing anything, so I'm cool. Open the backpack, I'm cool. I'm a little bit pissed, but I'm not giving no attitude. Because in foreign countries, like this is a strict country, and I heard about the death penalty for like drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, Indonesia is some real stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, like they keep it real. So I was like, let me just be cool with these guys because I don't know if they're gonna do anything, plant shit on me, whatever.
Yeah, that's a risk, isn't it?
Yeah. So I let them unpack my bag. They unpack my bag. I take everything out my pockets. I think I'm wearing jeans and like a t-shirt, right?
I've seen you around authorities.
What do you mean?
When we got pulled over.
Nah, but that's another story. Listen.
You're shady.
No, I'm not shady. Look, listen. I'm unpacking everything. I'm legit. Don't listen to this guy. I'm legit, right? And then, so I'm unpacking clothes. They're going through everything. Like I've got what's that, a wash bag, right? And then they're unpacking everything just to see if there's a little bit of fucking 8 ball of crack. I don't know what the fuck they want, right? But and so I'm taking everything out. Everything's on the counter. And these everybody's fucking walking past. I'm just thinking, no one else is being stopped, right? Oh, what a lottery! You fucking stopped the black guy, whatever though, right? But no, it's not enough for them to fucking search my personal belongings. They take me inside the room. I say, oh shit, I say, oh,
what, big
shit.
old glove?
Yeah, no, they take me inside the room, yeah, and they say, undress. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm like, they just want to see my dick in it. Like, they just want to see my dick. This is some bullshit. I undress, right? Top off, look, got nothing on me. Fucking, I have to get naked.
But what does he have in him?
Yeah, I have to get naked, yeah. They tell me to turn around and spread my fucking cheeks. I'm not lying to you. They tell me to spread my fucking cheeks and cough. I'm not lying to you. And I felt like, that's the closest I felt to being raped. That is a violation of the violations, yeah? But I'm like, and the thing is, all this time I'm being cool because I'm thinking, these guys, right, if they get some sort of drug bust, I'm sure they get extra. So I'm just trying to be cool because I'm thinking, if I pipe up to them, that could be my life. That's a death penalty if you get caught with drugs. So it's not, you know what I mean? The only thing I didn't want him to touch me, and I'm glad he never touched me, because it would have been a fight. But I was like, I haven't got anything. And at the time,
that's awful, man.
At the time, I just like gone out of my job situation, quit, sacked, whatever you want to say. I just got out of my job situation, right? And so they were like, who do you work for? How come you ain't got a job? I said, I haven't got a job. And so they say, how you got the money to go travelling? And I said, in England, it's very common for people to just go travelling, right? Which is truth.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have. They
if anything, a job can get away, right?
Yeah, exactly. They quit their jobs and then they go away. And so I was answering these questions, and then it was all the kerfuffle, and then in the end, I get to go. And it was just, it opened my eyes in terms of how people view different people. And
so you did smuggle all that cocaine into your
No,
house.
but I didn't though.
Good job. But
it's just not worth it.
All those Kegel exercises really came through for you.
It's not worth it. But I got out, and then I ended up in the hostel, and I ended up making friends. I said I was determined to like make friends after that, like to make the most of it. I nearly fucking got jammed up for nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got jammed up for a good story though.
Yeah, for a good story. No, I've told this a couple of times.
That is awful, like uncalled for, isn't it?
Yeah, it's uncalled for, but it is what it is. I suppose it's part
Would you
of it.
like not go to Indonesia now because of that?
No, I just be mindful. I just, when I travel somewhere, I like to travel light so that they can get their searches, done. Yeah. But some places where I thought, I'm definitely going to be searched, I haven't been searched. You know what I mean? So you can't always say, oh, this is definitely going to go down, because you're just never sure.
Yeah.
So, no, it's a good thing, and I wouldn't swap travelling. Like, I have no fears when it comes to travelling, you know? I've been to quite a lot of continents, so I wouldn't be scared. You know, and it's just a part of learning, and it's a part of growing up and understanding that different cultures treat you differently, and just hold yourself with the most respect that you can, you know?
Difficult to hold yourself with respect when your
cheeks out, you know what I mean? you know what I mean? But no, yeah, that's all good. So yeah, talk about your travelling. What else did you do?
So Bali was the first thing. That was after that point it picked up a lot. Like it was a party holiday, so a lot of nightclubs, a lot of nights out, a lot of drinking. Just for a week, I think. Yeah. And then after that I went to Nepal.
Yeah.
That was much more wholesome. So a lot of hiking. No, I didn't do Everest. Did I even see Everest? No.
But you were there to help, weren't you?
Right, yeah. So there's like this village who don't have a lot of healthcare, and me and 2 Australian paramedics, 3 Australian paramedics, and an Australian nurse went there and ran like this primary care healthcare clinic.
Dope.
Which was very worthy, and what I basically realised out there is that they do not need a doctor.
Yeah.
They need a dentist.
Yeah.
And just public health programmes. Like, trained here, there's very little I could do.
In terms of the poverty that you saw, how bad was it?
Like, bad. Yeah. Like, they are living in corrugated iron, sort of like, and wooden shacks. Yeah. But they would not see themselves as impoverished because everyone is in a similar situation. So, the problems that they would point to would be things like how all the young people are either in the city or are abroad. Yeah. So you have a village which is basically
no one of a young age is trying to build on that place.
Absolutely not. Like they are working in tourism or they're working in a cafe in London.
Can I just flip that into like NHS?
This is going to be good.
No, in terms of we've got a healthcare system that is pretty good, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think we're overprivileged in terms of when people come in and what they expect from doctors?
No, I think like this country has a really good healthcare system, and people have a right to expect it to be that good. I really do.
But sometimes you must get talked to like shit.
Very rarely,
Yeah.
and often it's by people that don't really mean it, or they take it back when they next see you again. It's actually pretty rare to get really venomous stuff directed at me.
Yeah.
Like some people are hard to work with.
But what about the nurses? Do they get in the neck?
Yeah, it's probably that. There probably is more truth there. They probably do have to deal with more frustrations than I do. I'm not saying I'm not hands-on. Yeah. I am, but they're more hands-on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And less well rewarded.
So do you think the NHS works?
Like, NHS is very successful in providing very efficient healthcare to everyone.
And you think a private alternative wouldn't work?
Private alternative obviously does work. Like, some of the things that you can buy privately are next level.
Yeah.
Like, they're over the horizon, spectacular.
But that is for people who are just rich.
But it's unsuccessful in delivering healthcare for
the state.
Everyone.
For a great good, right?
So, it's all about, like, it has to be paid for somehow.
Yeah.
And if you want a healthcare system which is for everyone,
yeah,
then taxation is a good way of doing it. But it's not the only way.
Yeah.
You could have like compulsory insurance or whatever. Like, I know, France, Germany both have healthcare for everyone, but they don't have it through taxation.
But you believe our model is the best, or?
No, I don't.
No.
But I think it's a lot better than the direction, like, is the current only alternative offered is like
comparing it to, say, Germany, who would have it better?
I actually think the German system, like, is a really good system which balances a lot of health interests.
But let's talk about America. America, because America's crazy, right?
Yeah, so the thing is, to appreciate, in America, there's more than one healthcare system.
But they say stuff like, I'm not taking the ambulance because that's £10,000 or $10,000. Is that true? Like, so if they get into an ambulance, it's rocket prices if they don't have insurance.
Yeah, I think there are anecdotes of that, but I don't know if they're representative.
Yeah.
Because most states provide emergency healthcare free or very heavily subsidised, or... so, yeah, that does exist.
Yeah. But we have a better healthcare system than them?
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
It is straight that easy.
Like you might argue the toss with like Canada or Australia or France or Germany, but compared to America, if you are interested in the average person or everyone having good healthcare, then it's a non-starter to talk about.
So the
America.
rich really thrive in America, and the poor. There's such a big gap, right?
Well, the rich thrive in most places, right?
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I think we've got to be careful when we talk about America, because there are healthcare systems in America which are really good and we can learn from.
What, Obamacare?
I was more thinking of like some of the healthcare management organisations.
Okay.
They're like mini NHSs. They're like an NHS you choose.
For what, impoverished people or?
No, for everyone.
Okay.
So, as opposed to health insurance, where you pay an insurance company.
Yeah.
And then if you get ill, the hospital take.
Yeah, from the insurance company, right?
And take them for a ride.
Yeah.
Because you're fully comped, so.
Yeah.
They do everything.
Exactly.
Right, so that's one way of doing it. The other way in America is that you pay a subscription, like a gym subscription.
All right.
And if you need it,
yeah,
then you get your healthcare.
Yeah.
But the only way that company can make money is by doing that same healthcare within the subscription.
Yeah.
So they can't charge you more, then they can't stop you from being ill, or can they? So that's what they do. They try and stop you from being ill.
Yeah.
Now, if they do that by health promotion and like getting you fit and healthy and stuff, great.
Yeah.
If they do that by swindling you out of your legitimate claim,
then that's fucked up.
Yeah. But that's a good system.
Have you ever considered like going abroad to practice?
Yeah, I have.
What would be the best country for you?
I'd be very interested to go work like the West Coast of America, see how that works. That'd be.
Do you know what? I thought you were going to say Australia, to be honest.
That's where everyone goes, man. I don't want to go there. Just be like working in NHS.
Yeah.
All my friends are there.
But Australia, the standard of living is better.
Standard living's better there. The contract law is so much better. It's like it's a great deal for doctors out there. It just is, and that's why there's so many. But it's like a joke among the healthcare profession how many doctors from the UK and Australia.
It used to be a thing where people from South Africa and Australia would come over here, right?
Yeah, they're still kicking around, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we're exporting many more than we're importing now.
Yeah.
It's just a better deal, it's a better system. And they're also, some of these things aren't like, it's not just money, it's like how they organise holidays. Like here, you can't really get the holidays you want, that's just not going to happen for you.
Yeah.
Whereas Australia, your holidays are covered by someone else who's on a brief period of not having holidays. I'll try and explain that better. So maybe 2 months a year I can't have holiday.
All right.
Because I'm covering everyone else's holiday.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you get it.
But then the other time it will flip over to you.
Right, and
Yeah.
that's just organisation. That's not money, and that just makes your quality of life so much better. Those kind of things make a big difference. Especially like you were saying, doctors date doctors.
Yeah.
And if you're both on a 24-hour rota,
Yeah.
when do you see each other?
What else would you like to discuss on the podcast in terms of
Paddleboarding.
paddleboard? Oh, fuck off! I want to tell that story.
I want to talk about paddleboarding.
Oh, should we tell that story?
Well, I think you should tell that story.
Oh my god, this dickhead, right? So, I'm not a fucking great swimmer. Surprise, surprise. I don't like it.
I'm going to say try and tell the story about being racist and you go straight in
Take
there.
it straight into there, mate. Right, I'm not a great swimmer, yeah, but we were in Italy, Lake Garda, right? And let's tell the Pedlo story first, right? So we decide, right?
Oh, you know.
For some fucking dumb reason, right? We decide to get on a pedalo
Yeah.
and pedal how many kilometers?
Wait, it was like 5 miles.
We decide to get so we're talking a pedalo with 2 pedals, right?
Yeah,
Either side, left and right.
Dual controls,
and then 2 at the back, just chilling out. And there's a fucking slide on the pedalo, right?
Yep.
So we decide to get on this pedalo and pedal for 5 miles. Now, 5 miles walking or running is piss, right? 5 miles in water with. I'm not saying it was choppy, yeah, because the lake is pretty flat.
It was flat,
but it was fucking. It was a lot of effort.
Yeah.
So basically, about an hour into doing pedaling, right? We look on the fucking
doing shifts, like rotating
we're
around.
doing shifts.
Yeah.
So there's one girl from Sweden and one girl from America, I think.
California, yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing pedaling, and then we fucking realise, right? We get on the GPS, we're like we can see where we want to go. Literally, it's flat. We can see where we want to go.
So we sound like ballers being on the lake with a girl from Sweden and a girl from California.
Hasten to add, yeah, that it is Max's idea. Yeah, not my idea. It's Max's idea to do this shit.
Oh, yeah,
right? Because first his idea was canoeing, but they didn't have enough canoes for 4 of us. Right? So we get on this pedalo, and 4 of us can fit on it. So big ass pedalo. Now hasten to remind, I'm not a good strong swimmer. So I'm the only one, yeah, this black dude with a fucking a life vest on, right? But I'm like, fuck it. I want this life vest, right? Because I ain't trying to die on a pedalo. That's the dumbest way to die ever, right? Yeah, so what harm is it to just take a life vest, right? I ain't got to wear it all the time, but I wore it. Fuck it. So we're pedaling, we look on the GPS, hour and some change in, yeah? We look on the GPS, we're about an 1/8 of the way in.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck did we think we were doing? If we had kept pedaloing, basically it would have took us about
it would have got
5 hours.
Yeah.
It would have took us a
More.
considerable amount of time, right?
We never got back.
So fuck it, we turned back, right? But amongst this time we're fucking about, we know that we're safe, we're fucking turning back, we're saying fuck it, we're gonna have to go another way, right? We fucking playing about, decide to push me in the water. I've got my life vest on, fine, fair enough. I struggled to get back in. He found it so fucking hilarious.
I would say the pedalo struggled to let you back in.
No, but listen, right? I struggled to get back in. He found it so fucking hilarious. My foot was up, and he decided to take a picture instead of giving me a hand and wrenching me back in, right? So he wrenches me. No, what happened? I know, I did it myself. I fucking did it myself.
My recollection's hazy.
All right, I wrenched myself back in. Good. We pedalo back, whatever. The next day, see, I'm not a water guy, but I just didn't want to be a sport. The next day, these don't go pedaloing.
More than that,
Right, Max.
It's our last day of travelling.
Yeah, and another Aussie guy joins us, so it's about 5 of us, right? It's our last day.
How long we been out together? Like 10 days, something like that?
Yeah, about a week, right? We'd been to about 3-4 cities, right? Whatever. So they're doing the pedaloing. I decide to go with a canoe. This dickhead thinks it's funny to push me in the water again. I said, no, mate, I'm too weak. Like, I'm tired. I can't get in. Like, he pushes me in the fucking water.
Oh, man, I was in the water as well.
Yeah, but you're a fucking strong swimmer, innit?
Stronger than you.
Yeah, exactly. So he pushes me in the fucking water, right? And not only has he pushed me in the water, my canoe, because they're paddleboarding, right? I'm not doing that shit. I just can't bother. I ain't got strength. My canoe is flipped over. So I fucking got to flip my canoe over. I've got to stay there and try and not drown. Yeah? And then I've got to get back on it. All while this guy's laughing and thinking it's funny while I'm about to die. That's my recollection.
Like, I remember laughing for about 15 minutes.
Yeah. And I'm struggling to flip it over.
Which is less than half the time you're in the water.
Yeah, but I ain't got the strength. What are you talking about? I ain't got the strength to flip it over, right? And then someone else helps me. This cockhead don't even help me. Someone else helps me, flips it over. And then I've got to use my strength. All the time, I'm not a strong swimmer. I've got to use my strength to lift myself up. But the thing is, the jacket is doing the job of, like, almost stopping me from lifting myself up.
Yeah, it's jacket's fault.
Because it's like a buoyancy thing, isn't it? So I'm shit. I can't even get onto it. And then basically, I get on a fucking canoe. He helps me in the end. I get on a fucking
let's gloss over that.
Yeah, let's just gloss over that. But I get on a paddleboard, and I'm safe, right? But he was just being a cockhead. And then, so I'm meant to go to the airport afterwards. He's like, oh, go to the airport by yourself then. I'm like, why the fuck did you push me in? He's like, oh, go to the airport by yourself then. Go on, you tell what happened after that.
Well, it's not a lot to say. You just didn't talk to me for 2 hours.
Yeah, because he was
like,
a cock.
Not a word.
Don't try it. No, but I was just like, why did you do that?
That's true.
Why did you do that? Explain why you did that.
There was a couple of words.
Explain why you did that.
Including, it's done now.
No, but explain why you did that.
It's my sense of humour.
That was terrible. No, but you didn't even help me. You enjoyed me struggling. There was a sinister side of you that enjoyed me struggling.
Like, okay.
Explain. You're on the podcast, baby. You brought it up.
It sounds like you understand perfectly.
Alright, I understand perfectly then. You're a sinister bastard.
You know, I just think that you needed
because he kept saying, get in the water. Enjoy yourself, Blockney. Enjoy yourself. Get in the water. Enjoy it. And it's like, look, listen. Mate. For me to even go out there is pushing my boundaries. For me to even go, like, I could have easily just stayed on the beach and just been like, all right, cool, I'll watch you guys do your but I got out there.
You love pushing your boundaries.
Exactly. This is what the podcast is about. I love pushing my boundaries. I love doing different things. And he said, no, you need to be in the water. You need to get wet. No, bitch. I'm doing my canoeing. I'm happy. I'm living life. And this guy decides to fucking do some WWE type shit off the top rope and just push me into the water. And I'm like, oh, this bitch. And it took me about 20 minutes to get back on.
I think you choose what you take away from this.
Okay.
You spent a good half an hour in the water, mate, and you didn't die. That's
yeah.
Maybe you are a good swimmer.
Do you know what? Yeah, you look at death more morbidly than I do. You know what I mean? If I'm struggling in the water, I'm feeling like I'm closer to death than ever. And if I feel lactic acid going in my big ass body, then I feel like I'm closer to death. Where you find it as entertainment.
I mean, you had a life jacket on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Alright, I'll let you off there. I did have a life jacket on.
What you should have done is when you saw me coming, with that glint in my eye, is taking your life jacket off and throwing it away.
No.
They'd be like, don't touch me because you'll kill me.
No, but that
might have worked.
Because
make yourself vulnerable.
It wouldn't have worked on you. It wouldn't have worked.
Might have done. I would have regretted it.
But I know you felt bad as shit.
Well, yes, you didn't talk to me for like 2 hours.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, still gave you a lift to the airport. You didn't go to the airport by yourself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's true. I would have went by myself though.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have made it.
Yeah.
Well, I googled it. So do you remember going crazy on the autobahn?
Autobahn. Yeah, that was you though, man. That was all you. Oh, what? So you want to tell that story about getting stopped?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that. But yeah, we can. That's a good story. I haven't told it for a while.
It's not. Why do you think it's a good? I don't think it's like.
Because I'm white and you're black. That's why I think.
What, do you think we got stopped because I was black?
No, I think we got stopped because we didn't pay our tax.
Yeah. So basically, on the motorway, what country were we in?
That was Prague. As in Czech Republic. Thank you.
Was it? Okay, so so we were about to leave, weren't we?
Yeah, we were like
leaving or coming?
We nearly made it to the border.
Of what?
On the way to Austria.
Oh, Czech-Austria border. Yeah. So we're coming out of Czech Republic now. We've done our couple of days in Czech.
We're coming out of McDonald's.
Coming out. Yeah. We decided to go on like a stop to McDonald's, and so we stopped.
No, worse than that, you've got a strong fear that it's all my fault.
No.
Because on the way into the service area, I went the wrong way round the entrance bit.
And you went past the police.
And I looked like an idiot going past the police.
And the thing is, right, so Max has got a Z4 BMW.
Not anymore, I sold it.
Alright, but whatever, you had it.
Aye.
And so one, that's a decent looking car. Two, the steering's on the other side. And you've got the GP plates. So that looks...
Okay. Three, he's got a black passenger.
Different. Three, there's a black dude in there. Maybe. If you're funny, you might be, you might not be. So anyway, take it from there.
Right, so then we got McDonald's. That was fine, I guess. I can't remember what I had. Probably food. And then we come out, and the police are milling around. And the thing is, they look so casual. I just think they're interested to talk about the car. Anyway, they asked for... our driving license and stuff, and I'm more than happy to give it. And then they're like, "Do you have your road pass?" I'm like, "What?" And I just give them like all the car like documents, like, you know. And they're like, "No, this isn't it. You owe us
such and such money,
€60 or whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Can I pay in euros?" And they were like, "No, you can't pay in euros." Anyway, they were really pleasant. They were lovely, but they did have guns.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Bullshit, man."
No,
this is bullshit.
He said to me, "Where's your ID?" I was like, "Where's your ID? How do I know I was like, "How do I know you're police?" Do you know what I mean?
That's right. You were like, "How do I know you're police?" And I was like, "Doesn't matter if they're police. They still have guns."
He just turned back and had something on his shirt that said police. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" You know what I mean? But that could be the slickest jacking of all time, right?
That's quite a cool way for him to handle that.
Yeah. No, he just put... Yeah, but obviously I see the gun and I'm like, I know he's police, right? But it's like, you bring out your ID, you want my ID, that's how you should do it.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
To prove your authenticity, prove it. I got to prove my authenticity.
Yeah.
Right? So I got to prove who I am and
maybe...
And they went away and they obviously run our passports and checked, you know, who we were, who we said we were. We ain't got any fucking Interpol warrants or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big situation, but it was just a sense of, another sense of when you come in contact with authority on travels.
You suddenly realise how vulnerable you are.
You are fucking vulnerable, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you get some guy coming up to you and asking for your ID and he's just got a t-shirt that says police. It wasn't even a fucking uniform.
It was just a t-shirt.
It was just a fucking t-shirt that said police. Do you know what I mean? And fair play to them, they weren't bad at all.
They were lovely.
Yeah, they weren't bad at all.
And we had done the wrong thing.
Because we didn't do our research and we realised that when you're road tripping and you have a car, you need to have a certain sticker to allow you to be roadworthy on the roads in Czech Republic. And we went all that time without having one. And then when we were leaving for the border, they said, hold on, mate, you ain't got the right sticker.
Yeah, I've got no problem paying that.
And then, so in the end, we paid it. And it was all right. But, yeah. We learnt our lesson, let's say that. It
was fun for me.
Yeah.
To see you.
No, but I just felt like, for fuck's sake, you know. And maybe that was a little chip, but I just felt, damn, why do we have to get stopped right then? You know, we were just on our way out. But it's a lesson learned, and it's a good, fantastic story to tell. But yeah, Max, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it. And you're definitely coming back.
Yeah.
You're going to tell us.
As soon as I'm involved in a stabbing or a terrorist incident, I'll be back on.
Yeah, tell us about some hardcore shit when you come back, yeah?
Or maybe we can do like a clinic where people come in with letters and...
Oh, and then they tell us about the AIDS they got last night.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to give out health advice and stuff.
Have you seen some nasty shit like that?
Have I ever seen HIV?
Like some nasty shit like someone's dick.
Yeah, but not in my professional work.
Alright then, man, but thank you very much for coming on, Max.
Bye-bye.
Blockney Podcast, this is going to be episode 5 and we're out.